It's time to start.
All right, hey everybody, welcome back to Cityview Lanes for the Roto Sport Challenge youth bowling event. 3 games qualifying on a mystery long pattern. I know what it is now. It's Caden Trevino coming up from San Antonio, getting the first strike in his match. Top 8 qualifiers advance to single elimination bracket match play. So after 3 games of qualifying, ranked top 8. Number 1 plays 8, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. 1 game scratch on new pairs. And just start bowling for score. Got Max Glosser here going after the left side of the rack. And a little bit left of the head pin. It's a little open. So no practice on these pairs. They just hop on and start bowling for score. Got Kevin with a foul going across the foul line there. And Brady up on 15, his first shot on this lane. Playing a little more inside than he was in practice. Leaves a 2-5. Jake Sullivan, the lefty, playing Torrey Franklin. And Maddie Damer and Clara Campbell squaring off on the high end, waiting for their pair to come on. Nice shot there by Kevin. And Brady just picks up the 2-5. So early in qualifying, Kevin was off to a hot start. I think the front 5, maybe 6. We got Jake on 19, throwing a gem up the left side, goes high. All right, Brady back in his reality. Started off qualifying in the reality, went to the DNA, came up with a sound 750 for those 3 games. Purple hammer, looks like for Caden. That red on him a little early, just after the arrows, checked up on him, and he goes light pocket 710. Jake picks up his spare. Max in the pocket, sends 10 back after it's open in the first. All right, so we got Caden, there he is. Going after the 710, ooh, cannot bounce it out. Let's see, looks like I got Tori. She went 6-2 in the first. Didn't see exactly what that was. Throwing a supernova, light shot, 2-4-5. Max on the right lane on 16, and that goes long for him as well. I think the same leave. Let's see what he can do with that this time. Caden playing in with the purple hammer, and ooh, another tough break, 4-6-7. Tori picked up her spare. See who's going to go here. Looks like Maddie, her first shot of the match on 21. Comes in a little bit high. Max spares up this one. So open strike spare. Tori little light, 2-7. Caden close on these splits. Not quite picking them up. So 37 in the third. Caden. All right, so Brady and the reality on the left lane as well, and just a little bit high, so looks like right lane a little bit tighter. 16, 15 hooks a little earlier. Tori going after the 2-7, and wow, going after it. Can't quite get the 7 out though. So Tori 35 in the third. Kevin coming a little high. Brady with the spare. Let's see Jake here. Talk a little bit about the oil pattern. 2023 W12 and 13 RGSC, 43 feet. And check this out, 36.9 mils of ice. Holy cow. So we saw a lot of surface. And 2.2 to 1 ratio. So a lot of light hits, 2 8 10s, 1 2 4 8s and such. And we saw some struggles on spares. People who are used to having it just hook in a little bit for that single pin, for that 9 pin, for that 7 pin. 2 words ain't happening. Spares got to be straight. And 2 4 8 10 for Maddie. She opens 25 in the second. So we got Max over 11 down lane, leaves a 6-10. Kevin Light and Tori Light. And that was really the story of qualifying. Is who can come in light and mix them up and still get them to go down. Clara, 21, looks like a TNT, and that is light. Let's see, Kevin here picks up his spare. Tori, 1 2 4, gets it, so she's at 45 in the fourth on a spare. So again, single elimination. Win, move on, lose, you go home. Top 8 from qualifying advance. See Max here, a little bit light. And breaks up the bucket though with the 5-8. Caden, there it is. That was the shot that made the day. A light mixer. And Tori with a strike in the 5th. And Jake is strike 9 spare double. He's quietly over there taking care of business. Big shot for Jake here to keep the gap on Tori. Who's gonna go? Who's gonna go? All right, we'll stick with Jake here. Throwing the gym. All right, kind of shiny, and that went just a little bit long for him. Left a 7 pin. And Caden Light 1 2 4. So again, no practice on these pairs. They just got to sign their pair based on their ranking and qualifying, and start pulling for score. And ooh, looks like that was a foul for Max on his first one. So puts him at 62 through 5. All right, Caden picking up the 1 2 4 for spare in his 5th frame. And Brady needs the messenger, doesn't get it. Maddie rolling it up for the light hit 4 pin. They're in the 3rd down there. All right, Jake high on that one, 4-7 for the lefty. Brady picks up the 10 pin. Kevin with a strike in the 5th. Maddie 4 pin spare. 10. Some Tori Light. 1 2 4 10. Maddie strike in her 4th. Tori going after it. Oh, and she picks it up. Bam. All right, and we lost our left camera for some reason. Let me check that out and enjoy the high side. right, and we're back. Little dead battery. All right, so catching up here. Kevin looks like a little high, 4-7. And I think there's a foul issue or something, and that camera died again. Let me check it out. All right, we'll have our low end back up in a little bit. We had Brady now with 3 in a row. Max had that foul and then spared it. So I just needed a little score conversion. All right, so Tori, had a little hook on the back end. It's at 132. That puts Jake in the driver's seat. Claire and Maddie only about halfway through their match. And Caden a little bit high. Claire picks up her spare. And let me see if we got our other camera back online. All right, that should do it. All right, so we got Jake up, and Jake on a roll here, going after his first one in the 10th. He's got Tori shut out, throwing kind of a shiny gem, looks like. Check out Caden here. Oh, Claire's going to pick up her spare. There we go. Caden over 11. Red on him a little bit early. Got the 10 out. Right, Brady looks like throwing a DNA for 4 in a row. A little bit of the fallback. And Jake, I don't know if he's going for the spare little area check, but he's going to finish 192. All right, Caden picks up his spare. And Brady looks like he's got the shutout. And it looks like he's got some room over there on that pair. All right, so it's going to be Brady, and this one's still very much up in the air. Maddie, a little flat 10. That's Jake, a little bit high. These are big shots for Caden and, Kevin. Caden and Kevin. Brady 248 picks it up. Had a little area check there with an exotic gem. And let's see, Pearl. I think he's got it pretty shiny, so went a little bit long. Finished 235. So close match between Caden and Kevin. All right, Max, nice shot. Light mixer. Let me zoom out just a touch so we can get that right pair. All right, Maddie, oof, 210. Third split of the game. See if Clara can capitalize on that. We'll see if Maddie can pick that up. But in the meantime, Kevin, first one in the 10th. Ooh, that is way right off his hand. 2-5. Maddie going for the spare, hooking at the 2-pin, and gets just the 2-pin. So she's at 228. Yeah, 228. So close match down there as well. All right, Max with the crossover to finish up on the fill for 149. Kevin, big spare, gets it. So Clara, 8th frame. TNT. Light pocket shots. Oh, 210 in the 8th. All right, so count here. Could end up being a big deal. You got 7. All right, so Caden can punch out for 185. Kevin's got, let's see what Kevin's got here in a second. Clara did make that spare, and that was big. All right, so here we go. Caden needs them all for the win. Tie will go to the higher qualifier. Big shot. That needs a lot of help. Does not get it. So Kevin will advance to bowl Brady. And our last match here, Madison and Clara. Oh, drills it. Huge strike. All right, so Maddie can punch out for 188. Clara can punch out 199. Maddie cannot shut out Clara. Big shot. Gem up about 3 lights. Mixing them up and leaves a 2-pin. Did I miss Brady's pack of Franks? I did. Uh-oh. Get Brady his pack of Franks. 5 strikes in a row. That is a pack of Franks. Brady McDonough, 5 strikes in a row. Pack of Franks. All right, so big spare. Hooking at it a little bit. A little risky. Picks it up. All right, so her max now 178. So the higher seed gets to pick the lane, or pick the pair. If I had to guess, I think Brady will pull Kevin over to his side. To 15 and 16, just shot 230 something on that. All right, big shot for Maddie. Crossover, 10-pin, oh, it goes down. Check it out. Huge shot. first one in the 10th, keeps 178 alive. And that's going to be a big difference between that and 167. Another big one, put some pressure on Clara, and the light shot, another 10-pin. All right, so Maddie gonna be in the 170s. And count for this shot will be important as well. So I think a strike here to force Clara to spare 8, and oh, that might hurt. We'll see. 175 for Maddie. So mark and count. Needs a mark to claim it. TNT up the lane, the light hits, and the 2-4. Not the easiest spare in the world when you got to make it to move on. On a medium long high volume pattern. A little coaching coming from the back. Mark to advance, and she's got it. Look at that. Pressure. She gets it. So she's at 269, so she needs 6 or 7, depending on where she qualified. I think she was a higher qualifier over Madison, so 6 will get it done. All right, big shot, and 9. That will do it. So Clara over Maddie, 178, 175. All right, so I have Brady and Kevin on 15-16. Jake and Clara. So it looks like Jake gets to pick his lane, or his pair. All right, so here we are, semifinals. Winner advances to the championship final match. The loser goes home. All right, so we got Kevin starting out. He's gonna start on the right lane. So Kevin, a lefty, his first shot on this pair. Looks like a proton physics, goes high flush. and gets him out. So I don't know that a lefty has bowled on this pair yet. So essentially fresh for Kevin. And he started off really well on the fresh in qualifying. Claire a little bit light on this new pair for her. Brady throwing the reality. And he goes high, trips the 4-pin out. So strike here on the low end. Ooh, Clara missed the head pin left. So early open. Right, and Brady starting off with the double. That's how you like to start. All right, so we got Jake, the other lefty left in the field. Yep, that's a gem, a little shiny. And he was on this pair previously, but he comes in light. 3, 6, 7. Lefty 2, 4, 10. Kevin, Proton Physics. Oh, huge 5-pin. Gets it to drop. Leaves just the 10, avoids the split. All right, so Jake covers 2, almost bounces that 3-pin out of the back off the ball to get the 7, but does not. So a couple early opens up on the high end. Kevin going after the 10-pin, and he picks it up. Jake on the right lane. 20. A little more inside. See if he's got some hold there. Oh, it does. Another one. Another one. 3, 6, 7. Not the shot you want to repeat. Kevin comes in light. 3, 8, 9. 6, 8, 9. Lefties. All right, so Jake trying to avoid 2 early opens and takes another good shot at it. Gets 2 again, so 18 in the second. And Jake with not an easy spare here as well, but he picks it up, splits the 9-10. So strike, spare for Jake. Clara, her first shot on this left lane. TNT, about 5, 4 pins. Brady with the front 3 on the low end. See who's going to go here. Looks like going to be Brady. Sticking with the reality over about 8. Drills the pocket. Clara spares it with her TNT. Right, looks like Kevin on 15. That looks pretty good. Oh, that one did not hook on him, and he left 5. Player up about 8. That TNT, that's reading just a little bit early, 6, 10. Tough spare, and Kevin gets 2 off that. So that open puts him at 59 after 4. Clara 6-10, and she gets them both. So second mark of the game puts her up at 37 in the third. A couple strikes here will help Jake close that gap down. And a little bit outside there for Kevin. Gets 3 off the left. Found a little bit of that out of bounds for the lefties. Jake more inside with the gem. Goes high flush. Almost the 3-8 or 6-8. Gets the 8-pin out though, so just a 3-pin. Much more desired spare attempt. And Kevin gets 6 of them, so that open puts him at 68 through 5. All right, Jake counting on some hook, and he gets it. Spare in the 3rd. A little more outside for Brady, counting on some of that Cityview friction, and he gets it for, oh, that's the front 5 there. So pack of Franks for another 5 strikes in a row. Brady McDonough with the pack of Franks. 5 strikes in a row, pack of Franks. All right, so Jake here in the 4th. Nice light mixer, picks him up. Brady, that one needs a lot more help than the last one, and he gets 7. So 1, 2, 4. All right, it's a good spare. Keep the pressure on Kevin. Brady at 147 on a spare through 6. So Clara on 4. 4th frame. Got synchronized bowling with Kevin and Clara. So Clara looked like she was throwing a gem as well. A little light hit on the 2-pin. Kevin with a 4-7-8. Whenever you've got more than one, you've got the potential for bad news. All right, Clara picks up her spare. Jake going straight at it with the spare ball, and he picks it up. So that mark puts him at 78 on a spare through 6. All right, so we got Clara. That rolled up nicely, a little light hit. Got the 10-pin to go, so she answers Jake's strike with a strike. And another 4-7-8 for Kevin. That might have been a ball change. Let's see what comes back out of there. He's going to stick with that. Nope, changing the thumb. I think that was the same proton. All right, so Kevin making some spares. Let's see, Jake up for his spare. That needs to push. And doesn't, and then needs to hook, and it does. All right, so striking the 7th for Brady. Looks like he's got a little bit of area between about 7 and 10 around that tracer down lane. Looks like a pretty good look for him. Throwing reality with a little bit of surface on that. Trying to dig through that 36 mils of ice. That's out on the lanes. Nice shot. All right, Jake. That is going to be a little bit left as well. And gets the break. Leaves just the 2-pin. That right lane just a little bit tighter. Brady picks up the 2-pin. And we've got Clara, 6th frame. And the slow messenger does not get there. All right, Kevin, slides that 6-pin out. All right, so he can go 195. Brady already at 187. So it looks like that one is wrapped up with just a few more pins. And then Brady will bowl the winner of Jake and Clara. Brady will get the choice of pairs. And, hits the 10-pin, does not go down. So Clara with a little bit of a lead, and that will help. Going strike 9, spare strike. But getting a double here will help Jake close that gap. Kevin whiffs on the 9-pin, puts him at 133. So that is officially a shutout. And I think a foul for Jake, sounded like, unless it was someone else. And another outside wide one for Brady, 2-8-10. So, yep, Jake with the foul. At least it was on a strike, so he's got a chance to spare it up. So Brady at 203. Looks like he's going to close his angle down a little bit. Looks pretty good. And Jake comes a little high, so it's going to be an open, and it's going to make it rough. So Clara on a strike in the 7th, 116. So 32-pin lead. And that one read the mid lane at about 35 feet, kind of checked up a little bit. All right, so Jake getting to the point where he might need some help from Clara if he's going to come out on top on this one. This is Brady's fill shot. All right, looks like a little better line. All right, so Jake picked that one up. All right, so Brady 233. Kevin's got his 10th frame. He can go 163. Oh, the light hit carries the 5-pin. Claire needs that one to roll up. Doesn't quite get there. 2-pin. But if Claire just keeps filling frames, she's going to force Jake to have to put some X's up here in the 9th and 10th. And Kevin, with a tough 3-5-10. And that puts him in the 150 range. Big spare for Clara, and she misses it right. So 134. All right, Kevin picks it up, 153. Clara, oh, the light hit, 7-pin. So she's at 134 in the 8th. Strike in the 9th for Jake. Put him at 114. Pull him within 20 pins. So Clara, she just fill these frames up. She'll be all right. So big spare. That looks good. Right, spare shooter. Gets it. All right, so we're gonna move a camera on the low end. We'll leave you with this match to its conclusion. And don't go nowhere, I'll be right back. All right, so Jake had that strike in the 9th and a strike in the 10th. Bring in the heat on the left. Jake Sullivan. All right, huge shot for Jake. That's going to be light and get 6 off that. It's going to lose some count. Can max out at 160. Clara already at 144. All right, so 158. So that forces Clara to mark in the 10th. And that has not been a guarantee. So Clara sticking with the gem. To mark and count. It's got a hook. All right. She got 7. So 1, 2, 4. That's wrong. So they are tied. And I think Clara was the higher seed, so she will advance. But I could be wrong. But if she gets 1 pin, she's going to win either way. I like her chances. And, all right, spares it up. All right. So it will be Brady versus Clara. Brady McDonough, Clara Campbell. So we'll watch Clara's last shot. We'll move that camera down lane side for lane cam. And watch the championship final match. All right. All right, we're going to move the camera. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. right, we're back. Championship match. Claire Campbell, Brady McDonough. Claire's going to start. Brady pulled her down to the low end. So this is Claire's first shot on this right lane. Claire sticking with the gem. Up about 15 to 12. And high flush. Sends 10 back. All right, Brady, his first shot goes high for 3-6. All right, he gets both of them for the early spare. All right, so Brady's second frame. Reality, we're about 8 down lane. And it read on him a little bit earlier than he wanted. And leaves a 9-pin. All right, so Brady starting off 8 spare, 9 spare. Claire going high flush on the right for the strike, and it's gonna be our first shot on the left. So we were seeing the right lane a little bit tighter than the left. And she's seeing that as well as she goes high for a 3-6-10. Claire labels the spare. So strike 7 spare. And Claire back to the right lane. Went high flush on this lane previously. And Brady went high also, so might be seeing a little transition. So this pair actually did not get bowled on in qualifying. And she gets that one out a little bit wider, and she goes light pocket this time for the mixer. It's a strike 7 spare strike on the 200 pace. Brady ball change to the DNA and trips the 2-pin out. So came in light on that one, and something came forward and tripped out that 2-pin. So the DNA going a little bit longer for him than the reality. A little less surface on it, I believe, looks like. All right, so the DNA over about 9. Down lane at the tracer for the light pocket double. It's a strike here for Clara, keeps her lead in the game. Again, this single elimination championship match. All right, so she was high on this, 3-6-10, and light 2-8 on this one. So that's a tough spot to be in. Can't tell if she made what adjustment she made when you're in between going high and going low. And this is her even lane, so she's going to finish on this left lane. And that looks good. Picks up the 2.8, so continues at 200 pace. She moves over to her more favorite lane. To get her halfway through this championship match, frame 5. Two strikes on this lane so far. And that's about 11, and that goes high flush. About as good as it gets. So Clara dialed into that right lane. So Brady continues the ball change, and the DNA over just right on top of that tracer down lane for 3 in a row. So I think the first 2 frames were with the reality. It's coming a little high with it. Switch to the DNA. A little bit weaker. ASIM phase 2 vibes with it. A big shot here. Hates it. Yeah, I got 6. So 6 on the doubles. He's going to lose some count and leaves himself not the easiest spare in the world. 1, 2, 4, 7. So making this spare important. And he does. So stays clean. Avoids a huge disaster in the 6th. But at least he found the out of bounds. Knows where it is. All right, so Clara, a chance to double here in the 6. She's been under and over on this lane, and that one goes high. So it might have been a parallel move left, or maybe just a miss in. And she leaves a 6-10. Spare here keeps Brady's lead at 15. And that's good looking spare. So 7th frame here for Clara on that 200 pace. Been perfect on this right lane. Got this shot and the 9th on this right lane. And one more shot on the left to try and figure it out before the 10th. That's left of where she's been and leaves the 3-pin. That was about 12 down lane. All right, so this spare here in the 7th, pretty critical. And that looks good. Gets it. Nice spare. So Brady up in the 7th. Chance to extend the lead. Likes it. And gets it. Messenger takes out the 5-pin. Bird Dog taking out the 5. So that was a big shot, and strike here in the 8th. Put a lot of pressure on 2-8. So not the easiest spare in the world either on this longer pattern. And Brady's going to finish on this right lane. It's been light in the 6th and the 8th. All right, labels the 2-8. All right, so Clara up in the 8th frame. Brady at 165. So the next 3 will get Clara to 159 if she can do that. She's been searching here on this left lane. That looks pretty good. So the high flush one sends 10 back in the 8th. All right, so that bodes well for her 10th frame. And both bowlers clean here. Big shot. She's got 3 strikes, and I think a 3-pin on this right lane. Strike here is huge for Clara. Looks pretty good. Over the 10 board, light mixer, gets them for the double. All right, so she can go 229. So Brady can punch out for the shutout. Left lanes look pretty good. Strike here for some breathing room and gets it in the 9th. So I think 2 here and count will do it, but to get 2 you need 1. His miss has been to the right. That is the 9 board. And oh, 10-pin doesn't go. See what happened, just a little bit light maybe. All right, so he spares that up. That was big. So 225, and it's going to force Clara to get the first 2. And that one, but outside as well. Oh, the messenger. Bird Dog does not deliver. All right, so Clara can step up here on this left lane, get the next 2. Big shot for Clara. That looks left. And 4, 6, 7. And that'll do it. So Brady 214. Even if she makes it, it should be 86, 96, 206. So that seals the deal. Well, we'll see if she can pick this up. In that left lane, just trouble for Clara in this final match. And she gets 2 off of it, so that's going to be 194 to 214. So Brady McDonough with this week's championship in the Roto Grip Sport Challenge here at Cityview Lanes in Fort Worth, Texas. So congratulations, Clara. Congratulations, Brady, for some great bowling all day long. And thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, like the video, click the notification bell so you'll know whenever we go live. So thanks everyone for watching, and as always, remember, be cool and go bowl.